Good afternoon. My name is Danielle Mingo, and I am a student of Aspen University. I am working on my doctoral in education leadership. This afternoon, I'm going to talk about motivational theories. The purpose of this video is to discuss 4 specific topics. Number 1, overview of motivation theories. Number 2, how can motivation be used positively in work settings? Number 3, how should it be developed? And number 4, how would you build motivation at your workplace specifically? The major theories of motivation, there are 3 areas. You have the content theories, process theories, and reinforcement theory. I'm going to break it down to you. Under the content theories, you have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have Hitzberg's 2-factor theory, McClaining's acquired needs theory. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing the names wrong. And you also have the Alderfer's ERG theory. Under your processing theories, you have Room's expectancy theory, Adams theory, and Locke's goal setting theory. And under reinforcement, you have Skinner's reinforcement theory. Starting with Maslow, at the bottom is basically a pyramid. We have the psychological theory, which is basic needs that we need. We need air to breathe. We need water to drink, food, clothes, and shelter. Then you have your safety needs, which is the environmental, physical, and emotional safety. The next one is love and belonging, which is the social needs, in which we need for love, friendship, and affection. Next, we have esteem, which is 2 types of theories. And with those 2 types of theories, we have internal, which is confidence, achievement, and freedom. And external is power and attention. And last is self-actualization, which is development, creativity, become the one that one can be, which you always want to do your best. Under McGregor's theory, X and Y, Theory X talks about people that dislike work and will avoid it. People feel forced and threatened. They avoid responsibility. Must be reminded of organizational objectives. And I'm quite sure we know some people that way that always have to be reminded of the reasoning of the company's objectives. Theory X talks about self-control and direction, following the organizational objectives without punishment. Workers are committed in obtaining achievement. These are the ones that's always working, not complaining. They're going to do what they need to do in order to get the work done because they know that they are going to achieve. And not only they achieve, but also the company or the business achieve as well. Next, you have Frederick Hertzberg theory, in which he's a behavioral scientist who proposed the understanding employee satisfaction. His 2-factor theories talks about the effectiveness of job dissatisfaction and satisfaction. What motivates an employee? That's something that you ask yourself. What motivates me to come to this job every day? Is it because I'm going to receive a paycheck? Is it because it's something that I enjoy doing? What motivates you? So this is what he talked about. Under his job satisfaction, is it achievement, recognition? Some people like to be recognized. Who doesn't like to be recognized? You always like to be recognized for some work that you do, especially when you do an outstanding job. Responsibility, work itself, advancement, in which that's our goal. We always want to advance to the next level, not always staying at the same level. Personal growth. That's his job satisfaction. Then you look at the job dissatisfaction, which is the working conditions. the co-worker relations, the policy and the rules, abiding by them, supervisor quality, and base wage salary. Next, McClendon's achievement theory, which is broken down to achievement, affiliation, and power. Under achievement, tasks of moderate difficulty, effort of overlook, desire more feedback. That's the achievement. The affiliation is focus on relationships and avoid conflict, which that's something I always want to do, avoid conflict. Power, desire to influence, teach, and coach. Focus on accomplishing group goals. And that's what you definitely want to do. Next is Alfred's ERG model. Once again, please excuse me if I'm saying the names wrong. You have growth, relatedness, and existence. You have existent needs, which is starting from the bottom. It includes all material and psychological desires, such as food, water, air, and it goes back to Maslow theory, basically. Safety, physical, love, and affection. Relatedness is social and external esteem, relationships with significant others, such as family, friends, co-workers, employees. This also means to be recognized and feel secure as part of a group or a family. Everyone wants to be basically related to someone. Everyone needs that need to have someone to talk to, have that friendship. Growth needs, eternal exceed, and self-actualization. These impel a person to make creative or productive effects on himself and the environment, such as to progress towards one ideal self. This includes desire to be creative and productive and to create meaningful tasks. And that's definitely what teachers do. I can say that. Vroom's theory, expectancy, instrumentally, and balance. You have your effort, your performance, and your rewards. Your effort, will my effort lead to high performance? Something that you would have to think about in any area that you're in, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a contractor, whatever job that you basically have. Will my effort lead to high performance? And what I'm doing, is it going to lead to something else where the company is going to go forward? Is it going to lead to my high performance? Next is your performance. Will performance lead to outcomes? What would the outcomes be? Or is it going to be a dead end? Last, do I find the outcomes desirable? Are the rewards going to be desirable? And that's something that I think about with my students when I teach them, basically with computers. I'm a computer science teacher, and I think about the outcomes. What is the objective of learning this program? If I was teaching them Microsoft Word, what is my objective? What is my objective when it comes to, and the outcome, the performance and rewards of creating a resume? When I start with point A, point B, point C, is it going to end up as a resume? What areas need to be basically studied more? What are they lacking? What do they have that, that is succeeding? What rewards? What performance? The outcome is for them to get a job. So that's why you go ahead, or I go ahead and I create the resumes and help them create the resumes. Adams' theory basically proposes employees' motivation is affected by employment benefits, rewards, depending on the amount of work that they put in, which is called the inputs and the outputs. All employees are treated equally. What I put into my job, time, effort, ability, loyalty, this is all the input. And my output is what I get out of my job, which is the pay, which is your bonus, your benefits, your security. That's what you want. That's what Adams' theory is. People become demoted demotivated and reduce input and or seek change or improvement. So you're always looking to improve your role, and no matter what position, as I said, that you're in, you always look for creative ways. Next is Edwin Locke, his theory, which is goal setting theory. And his theory of emphasis that behavior is motivated and motivation is a goal-directed process. The theory states that the goal setting is essentially linked to task performance. It states that specific and challenging goals along with appropriate feedback contribute to higher and better task performance. And last, you have your reinforcement theory, which is your positive and your negative. These are individual behaviors is a function of its consequences. So you have your positive reinforcement. If a student is doing what they're supposed to do, they're on task, they're doing everything that they're supposed to, then you reward them with positive reinforcement. If it's something negative, that they're being insubordinate, being defiant, then you handle it another way. So you have what they call punishment, which is negative behavior followed by negative consequences. And you also have extinction, which is the manager ignores the behavior. It's negative behavior followed by removal of positive consequences. So the next question is, how can motivation be used positively in work settings? Well, in positive work settings, I would say give honor to where honor is due. Recognize the person's work. Set measurable goals. That's very important for all companies to set goals. Stay positive. Stay healthy. Keeping your employees healthy. If we all get sick at times where we have to call in from work or call off from work and everything. So you want your employees to get well so they can continue to be productive. Provide clarity when it comes to the work. That's another thing. Basically saying what you mean and meaning what you're saying, not where someone has to dissect everything that you're saying because they're not understanding. So basically providing clarity. Provide encouragement. That is basically the cheerleader of everything. Being saying you did a good job. That's encouragement. You don't have to always, with my students, I don't always give them free handouts. I don't always give them candy or anything like that and say, hey, you did a good job. Just encouragement alone goes a long way. Conduct regular meetings. That's another thing that's going to help with positive work settings. How should it be developed? Well, focus on one goal at a time. Everything is not going to happen overnight. So taking one goal at a time to get everything structured will help all companies, schools, whatever it may be. Get rid of stinking thinking. Distractions. I always say that. Distractions. Get rid of that. Talk positively. When you talk positive, then you'll get positive results. Not to say there's some negative things that's going to happen, because it always happens. It's a way of life. But if you always talk positive, then it won't be so bad when you do have the negative. Any problems, once again, talk about it. Any problems that you may be experiencing or that's happening, talk about it. It's always good to communicate. You always have to keep the lines of communication open. How would you build motivation at your workplace specifically? Well, I already said it before. Provide regular feedback and communication. That is definitely one thing that you want to do. You don't want to have someone do an assignment and you're not communicating or receiving feedback, because the person could have ran into problems, situations and everything, and without getting that feedback, because you're not having regular meetings, then when a person gets stuck at a certain level, then you wonder why, what happened. Well, if you guys have not talked, then you're not getting the feedback. You're not getting the communication. Provide education and training programs. That is definitely a must and a plus. All teachers, anybody that works in human resources, anybody that works with salary and wages, Everyone should be provided with education and training at all. It should be all times, whether it's online or whether it's in person. That's another thing, and that's the one thing that we always do. We always have meetings and education and training programs. Celebrate your wins. All your wins that you get. This person accomplished this one did that. Celebrate the wins, and even the ones that did not proceed to get to that level of winning, celebrate them as well, because when you do that, they'll say, oh, well, I already see what my errors and my mistakes are, so now I know how to correct them so I can win the next time. So that's what you definitely want to do. Try to have a flexible schedule. Being flexible is important. You don't want to, even though I talked about having meetings and stuff, you don't want to wear your people out. That's what you don't want to do, because when you begin to wear your people out, people get tired. People get restless. Health begin to decline, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to keep your employees happy. And lastly, increase responsibility. If you see that person has been doing a good job with managing the meetings when you're unavailable, let that person continue to do it. You want to go ahead and expand your horizons. So that's how I feel. How would you build motivation at your workplace specifically? These are some of the things that I feel that you should be able to do. So provide regular feedback, communication, provide education and training programs, celebrate your wins, try to have a flexible schedule, and increase responsibility. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I thank you so much, and I wish everyone to have a good day.